Hi, hello everyone. Aji ekta issues te discuss hubro. Itu do COVID-19 time te 2020 te Government of Nagaland bra COVID medical officers kan ke appoint kurise. Itu contract basis te appoint kurise kuise 1 year term karne appoint kurise kuise. Holibi 2025 te itia itu 97 medical officers kan appoint kurado itu do regularize kuri dise. Itu issues te Naga Student Federations aro medical students kan itu oppositions kuraise ki itu do revoke regularize kurado itu do revoke kuri dibi hatai dibi koikinam itu issues ulai ase student federations kan ultimatum kan bi dina ase aro medical students kan bi itu memorandum kan bi dina ase holibi tate issues te kini ase itu issues te du kini ase olop aji itu discuss kuri sabo. The first itu points they discuss no public opinions sai sabo. So here Naga Kent have said the government did the right thing regularizing them. Even the court has no objections and the court has clearly mentions that it was not a backdoor appointment, and I think NSF should stick to the Naga political movement which they are so fond of and let the government govern for which they are elected. Koigina likhe ase Naga Kenbra itu likhi ase to itu mane government bra itu 97 covid medical officers kan ge regularize kuri dia to itu right kurise government of Nagaland bra itu right decisions loise aro court bi objections nai to ta itu do right ase koigina support kuri ase. David Lothanaga bra kuise they deserve even more than that to covid itu medical officers kan do not just regularizations but they deserve itu goli bishi dahan ge award nolibi reward dibo lage koigina koise khekishe yopthomi bra likhe ase covid times was an abnormal a period of life and death. It was in these situations these doctors rendered a service to humanity. Let us not see or judge all government's appointment as a backdoor illegal. Let us differentiate between normal and abnormal days. To khekishe bra likhe ase ki covid time to ekdom like it was a period of life and death. To itu time de imman difficult moments time day tai kan service render kurise they come forward and they rendered their service to humanity itu hone sob itu regularize kuriado to support ase sob government appointment do as a backdoor nasabo lage koigina itu support kori ase. Balankal bra likhe not only those doctors, what about the other contractual employments like NHM, NSCS, etc., who put their life risks beside their less salary and unsecured job? Kalbo V. Yepthobra kwese state government made its decision first class gadget officer must conduct through NPAC. With any circumstances, rule is rules. To Taibra kwase to la hesab te do ki government state government bra koise ki first class gazette officers to idu through NPAC through competitive examinations recruitment korobo lage itu karne kila under kila circumstance will be rules to rules ase to itola hesab te bra korobo lage. It's not the child play koigina koi ase mankhan en koniak bra koise if doctors are to be regularized then those terminated police personnel must be regularized too. Those police personnel were also part of COVID front lines. To taibra koise ki jodi do doctors kan ke regularize kori dishe kuile police personnel kun to COVID time te appoint kurise itu khan ke bi regularize kori dibo lage because they were also a part of the COVID frontline warriors. Matt Brago say this is not fair. They should appear competitive exam. They got paid for the service during the COVID era. Itu do fair nai taihan ge regularize kori dia to itu do fair nohoi tahan laga kam du di dise tahan ki kam kori daise itu la kam du di dise paisa di dise tangkha di dise itu COVID area times laga to di dise itu karne this is not fair. To Shako Chemdog Brabi ko say every individuals who appointed during critical time should be regularized, not only doctors, if not revoke the regulations of those doctors. To Chemdog Brabi ko say ki khali doctors nohoi kina kun manu COVID time te critical time te appoint kurise itu han ke bi regularize kori dibo lage itu han ke bi regularize no kurise gule COVID itu doctors kan regularize korado itu be hatai dibo lage itu be revoke kori dibo lage it should be fair koigina koise longshi thang yang thang brabi koise ki my deepest respect and gratitude to those doctors who stepped forward and served during the COVID-19 crisis. Their contributions during a global emergency deserve acknowledgement and appreciation. However, it is equally important to place the issue in its correct legal and administrative context. These doctors were not compelled or forcibly deployed by the government. They were engaged voluntarily in response to a public advertisement issued by the Directorate of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Nagaland. The advertisements clearly specifies the appointment were purely on a contingency basis for a fixed period of 1 year, that is 12 months. To tai idu Government of Nagaland by to advertisement ki ligina ase ki conditions te kurigina ase to han digina ase tahan itula hesab te 1 year karne tahan ge appoint kurise to itulaga time khotom ho jise to tahan ge itu ulai dibo lage aro itu post to opened recruit opened korobo lage aro itu through regular recruitment process bra itu competitive exam laga bra itu appointment korobo lage koigina tai laga view opinions to itu de ase ying me wangnyo bra ku bi ligise these posts were created during COVID pandemic. Do tai ido step points kan diye points kan apni khan ido porwole parbo. I will not go through all the points mentioned here. Holibi tai laga points to do regularizations support kurise. If we do not respect the governments in the court, we are inviting chaos and confusions. Kuyazi tai government by two decisions not only governments but the court has also taken a decision in favor of the regularizations of the medical officers appointment to itu karne itu do respect korobo lage koikina tai itu regularizations ke support kori ase ketor bra likhise why only doctors I feel nurses are more deserving than the doctors they are the actually first point of contact with the patients most doctors usually give order behind the door. What about the ambulance driver, cleaner, sweeper, police personnel, and other contractual staff from NHM and NSACS and other vertical programs who are also frontline warriors as equal with the doctors? Equal treatment should be given to all those who have sacrificed during those period. So, keto bra ko ki not only doctors, but what about the NHM and NSACS around police personnel, ambulance drivers? Ito han bi COVID warriors aise. Ito han bi they were the frontline workers. To tahan khali idu medical officers kan ke doctors kan ke regulars ko dina opportunity dikna idu kan ke nadia ladu itu do biya se itu kan ke bi equally treatments dibo lage koigna tai itu koi ase hoka jimobra likhe ki terms and conditions in the point 3 and 2 and 3 is very clear. What is the use of having terms and conditions and regulations if not implemented? So tai point 3 and point 2 and 3 de ki likhina se itu do follow korbole lage itu follow kora nai kuchule what is the use of having a rules and terms and conditions koi ase ka kiya यह तो सु ब्राइ कोइसे they deserve 100%. During COVID-19 many resigned from duty and when called for serving public many medical students turns away. So tai bra koise ki they deserve it, they deserve the appointment or because kita itu announcement kurse itu time te many medical students tahan itu run away kuise they run away from appearing the examinations itu ane tahan kido itu do deserving ase koikina tai tate support kori ase sunep ajing changer bra ko ase during COVID pandemic many doctors and nurses resigned from their jobs to protect their own life while others continued to serve despite the risk. Those who stood by the nation in such a warlike situations are true warriors. They sacrificed their safety and even lost their lives. They deserve the highest respect and appropriate reward for their service. So, itu tai support kurisi. During the COVID-19, so many doctors and nurses they resigned from the job. Holibi itu time te holibi tahan nijola life itu sacrifice kurina itu serve kurise. Itu karne tahan ke regulars kuriado itu do deserving ase koikina tai itu support kuri ase. It was kunba public opinions ase medical appointment day regulations laga khilaf aro itu oppositions itu support itu kunba statements itu one dekhi bo pari ase chide government of Nagaland bra itu regulars hop chide NSF bra itu oppose kuriche aro kuise ki itu do unconstitutional aro untenable ase koikina itu government of Nagaland ke itu oppose kuriche aro government of Nagaland ke itu revoke regulations kore do itu revoke kuribi koikina itu likhikina ase chief secretary ke likhina ase to NSF bra demand kore do all 280 posts itu medical officers nolibi itu medicals laga ki post ase regulations kora do itu revoke kurigina 280 posts thakia do itu do a open recruitment NPSC nohole itu NSBP te requisitions kurigina itu conduct korbi kurigina ultimatums 45 days digina ase edu 97 contractual medical officers or junior specialists edu appoints kurigina thakia do totaling 280 posts mere departmental screening process edu exam conduct kore nai ku conduct sunda kore nai department interview la hesab khan para edu appointment kurigina ase etu ane etu du nohabara kurigina ase 2006 Nagaland Health Service rules itu laga hesapte all first gazette officers itu hando through NPSC appointment korobo lage koigina itu laga rules ase itu karne itu laga rules hesapte bra edu open competitive examinations laga process bra edu appointment korobo lage koigina NSF itu koi ase itu laga response te government of Nagaland bra itu response dise under Department of Information and Public Relations itu la response hisab de tahan koi ase ki at that time during the COVID time itu call kurise open advertisement dise aro students kan ke nolibe itu professionals kan ke tahan ke invitations kurise advertisement dise holebi it is observed that many qualified young doctors outside government service choose to remain in the safety of their homes even as the crisis deepened. In such extraordinary circumstances, those who responded to the government call were assured special consideration through COVID special recruitment drive. The government empathy in offering this special recruitment deserve recognition. Extraordinary times demands extraordinary measures, and the pandemic was one such moment for both the governments and the healthcare professionals. To itulah hesapte Government of Nagaland bra itu healthcare professional knowledge students kan qualified doctors kan ke ithon ke invite kuriche holebi tai kan itu invitations crisis time de tahan choose kuriche tahan nijor laga safety te ghor de boi jabole itu bisari aro tahan nijor la safety they find their own safety tahan itu crisis time de do itu diktar patam de age de ahanai aro contributions dia nai aro itu time de kun khan awopas kun khan front line de aise kun khan itu age de aise tahan la service dise tahan ge du ekta COVID special recruitment drive SRD koigina itu special recruitment opportunities no libi tu ekta na itu thakise tahan ke dikise digena ase kuise to itu laga hesab debra Government of Nagaland bra itu regulations kurado tahan ke recognitions for the service rendered towards the people during the times of crisis koi ase. Ordinary professionals were called to perform extraordinary tasks, risking their life and sacrificing the comfort of home. They endured a relentless cycle of COVID duty, quarantine duty, with a little time for their families. Beyond the physical toll, the emotional strength was immense. The fear of never seeing loved ones again if they contracted the virus and succumbed in the lines of duty. This is one of the strong humanitarian defense. When we look at the humanitarian ground or perspective, tahan ko ase ki itu time te many prefers the safety. Holebi tahan jona life sacrifice kurise comfort of ghode bhoi thakibola do itu sacrifice kurise tahan age de aise COVID duty kurise quarantine duty kurise no. They don't have time family khan lote look korobole family khan lote It on stop fear thakile physical mental it on immense stress thakile tan agede forward aise tan contributes dishe. There is a misconceptions that COVID recruitment was a backdoor appointment. So tahan goise ki itu do COVID-19 laga itu recruitment kura tu backdoor ase koina itu misunderstanding ase. Itu do backdoor nohoy, itu do approved by the itu do COVID special recruitment thakise, approved by the cabinet. Itu recruitment do cabinet bra approve korise, publicly advertise korise, as opposed to what the other are saying that it was not advertised. To publicly to be advertised korise and then conducted with meticulous scrutiny of documents and eligibility. Itu chede scrutiny korise documents kan eligibility hesab te bra itu kan conduct korina ase, interview be qualified and competent officer bra itu korina ase. There is no violations of meritocracy koikina koi ase. Meritocracy laga itu violations kore nai. Transparency thakise, no political interference, no political backgrounds itu han iku thaka nai. Emergency thakise edone itu emergency laga hesab te bra itu conduct korise koigina koi ase tan la statements te DIPR laga statement te. When the NPS express its inability to conduct the exam and special provisions for the SRD, to kita itu requisitions potaiche Nagaland NPSC bra ta itu to conduct koribo naparibo kwa pichete recruitment to medical department te aro photaise gushi to recruitment korado aro medical department te photaise to department attempted to conduct the SRD department bra do special recruitment drive laga hesab te bra conduct koribole kurise holibi high court bra itu do bon korina thakise stay rakhi dise state by rakhi dise order number 21 October 2024 day itu stay korigina rakhi dise itu kane itu conduct korobole pare nai. Following the court new directive on August 2025 the department proceeded with the SRD itu chide court bra directive dia hesab bra August 2025 day itu department SRD special recruitment drive la hesab bra itu conduct korobole attempt korise holibi itu do Nagaland Medical Student Association bra NMSA bra oppose korise done itu korobole na parigina thakise. It must be clarified that contractual posts were created specifically to address the urgent shortage of doctors during the pandemic. These posts were not reserved for those still in medical colleges or those choose not to respond during the crisis. They were not meant for those who answered. They were meant for those who answered the government advertisements during the pandemic. So it to post to not for the colleges who are studying at that time or aro medical officers who were present at that time. Holibi it to do specifically for those kun to advertisements dishe itu temte step forward kushe itu aise itu han karene specially thakise koigina itu clarified kori ase. Out of 511 total cadre stands one including 120 posts created during the COVID-19 pandemic. Presently there are 303 regular doctors, 98 COVID-19 appointees and 30 posts are in the process of recruitment through NPSC. Even after the regularizations of COVID-19 appointee, 80 posts are still vacant. Itiabi 97 to regularize kura pachadibi. Itiabi 80 posts still vacant ase koise, which will be conducted through NPSC. So the creations and the abolishments and recruitments of posts are prerogative of the government. It is also the moral obligations that the government does not forget the COVID warriors who steps in to fill the manpower gap and sustain healthcare delivery. It is hoped that the laws of the lands will extend merciful justice to COVID warriors. So all of this is on the basis of a humanitarian ground. The government is also trying, as per this statement, the government is also trying to show gratitude, mercifulness to those people who have risked their life during the times of crisis. See, COVID-19 last time to mahan bhi jane. Bishi difficult time thakiche. Now, whether it is a pandemic or pandemic, now But kita itu aise, we were all stunned, no? We were all taken into a shock because our healthcare facilities, our healthcare infrastructures, no, all of these things which we need, we do not even have a lab, we do not even have a testing equipment, instruments. So it was so risky. People were living in fears at that time. These are the people who have stepped forward and who have rendered the service. So it's not like the government is not like, if we look at the humanitarian grounds, it's not like the government is not use and throw. Okay, itu time je lagi thagi che itu karne use kuriche or throw kuriche. No, here the government is also trying to show some compassion. Now at that time it was so risky, so they sacrificed their times, their mental, all of these things, whatever things. It is stable. The government is trying to say thank you for your service, and for your service we are giving you a permanent job. So I think on humanitarian ground the government is trying to regularize this post. So I leave up to the public la upor de rakhi dibo ki itu decisions to ki right asina nohoi, itu final na kurege de ekbar high court laga decisions de high court laga tate kiniga discuss kuriche, kiniga verdict dishe, itu ekbar saisobo. Here 56 digina ase holebi there are in two groups. If combined the two groups, then there are around more than 100 who have put the petitions for revoking the regulation for the COVID-19 appointees. So 100 laga upor inchena petitioners ase. Holebi iton sob details se man jabo na jabo because it's too lengthy. Holebi kunwa points which was discussed itia man public discuss kurado likhiado iton sob court te discuss kuruche, iton sob court be debate kurigina na iton sob saigena ase, sob debate kurigina ase, sob area te. I am sure that the court have seen all the two sides of the stories and then they have given this judgment. So kunwa points saisabo courts te kiniga to discuss kuruche, ido ekbar saisabo. Point number 8. Subsequently, posts were advertised and suitable candidates were selected, including private respondents and appellants in the WA number 32 2025. Number 9. They were appointed in November 2020. Such engagement was for a period of 12 months. 12 months karne tahihange appoint kurushe or until regular appointment are met through the NPSC. Number 9 to tahange for 12 months 1 year karne appoint kurishe koise until NPSC bra ele kurigina exam competitive exam dhaligina itu replace tahange replace nokura tak tu tahan itu tahange appoints kurigina thakise. Point number 15 de itu clarifications dina dikuse ki such proposal to regularize service of the COVID-19 appointment through a departmental screening committee was approved by the state cabinet in its meeting held on 6/8/24 to itu regulations COVID-19 laga itu regulations kurubo laga itu do decisions to cabinet bra decisions loise that 6 August 2024 de itu cabinet bra decisions loise koikina koise relaxing the approved procedures. Accordingly, written exams was held on 26 August 2024. Itu pachide that 26 August 2024 de written examinations dishe and subsequently viva was taken and the select list was published. Itula hesab teura that 26 day exam digna itu pachide viva interview loigina edo list publish korishe. 25. It is not in the dispute that during the COVID-19 pandemic, the state of Nagaland issues a public advertisement inviting application for contractual appointments of medical officers, nurses, specialists, and other categories of doctors to meet the urgent and the unprecedented public health crisis through the recruitment process. The candidates selected through the recruitment process. Itu time te COVID-19 la crisis itu time te advertisements applications itu contractual basis bra itu kurishe aro following the recruitment process itu follow kurina itu advertisements kurina conduct kurishe kuina kurishe. 26 Point number 26. It is essential to record that the appointments were explicitly designated as a temporary with a clause in the appointment order stating that no claims for the regulation shall be entertained. Okay. 27. Though initially the appointment was for a short term, their surveys were extended. 26, 27. No claim for the resolution shall be entertained. Initially, tahando for 1 year karne itu appointment korise koina itu koise. Due to the prolonged crisis, their services continued for 4 years. The state cabinet, after failing to hold a special recruitment drive for those doctors through the NPAC service, decided to conduct one-time special recruitment through the department, comprising a written examinations and an interview. Itu pachete tahan laga do service appointment korado. Due to the health crisis, prolonged health crisis, lamba thakise itone 1 year appointment korado 4 years tak thakise. Holibe special recruitment drive itu hesab bra korole para nai itu karne tahan laga do recruitment to one time special recruitment process through the department bra korise kuise. In our estimations, during extraordinary circumstances such as the present one, the state is constitutionally empowered to conduct a special one-time recruitment exercise, provided there is no statutory prohibitions and the process remain transparent and rational. 2.34 de koise ki state is empowered. State ke power dina ase ki itu one time special recruitment drive itu conduct kurubole power dina ase, process to remain transparent aru rational thakibo lagi koigina itu power digina ase, to itu violate kora nai koigina itu koi ase. Point number 44. The objective behind the special recruitments and the regulations is to retain experienced personnel, to recognize extraordinary service, and to fill long-standing vacancy in critical health institutions. The classifications, therefore, has a clear rational nexus to the object sought. Itu regulations Koreado, special recruitment itu Koreado, to recognize the extraordinary services given by these frontline doctors, these frontline warriors. To tahan laga itu recognize effort, tahan la service render korado, itu appreciate koroba karne, itu gratitude koroba karne, itu recognize koroba karne, itu drive korise. Aru itu critical healthcare institutions kante ki missing ase ki na punchigina ase itu han feel koroba karne itu recruitment drive to korise koina itu point 44 te itu nam discuss korina ase itu explanations degina ase. 45 te one side of the appellants was never entitled in the to participate in the COVID-19 engagements or a special recruitment. The other set lost their opportunity to participate in the special recruitment for their own because they preferred higher studies over serving in the citizens of the government hospital. So 45 te itu clear korina ase ki one set ekta group itu duita group bra itu petitions lagato one group at that period of time they were not qualified to participate in the examination, and the other groups too dosra group too they lose their own opportunity. Itu do tahan ge opportunity dise, tahan ge do open advertisement dise, ahibi ahina serve kuribi koina tahan ge to opportunity dise, holibi tahan nijor hi itu opportunity lua nai aro tahan do qualified taije tahan do itu exam dibole tahan itu post lobole recruitments korole parbole thakise holibi they preferred to choose their studies over serving the people of Nagaland. No, the governments did not violate koigina ase. 48 day regularizations following a competitive selections cannot be labeled as a backdoor entrant. Regularize following a competitive selections, itu through competitive selections itu korado itu ke backdoor ase koigina itu label kurbo na parbo koigina itu koi ase. Instead, it reflect a balanced approach that acknowledge the emergency service while ensuring merit based evaluations. Koi ase ki itu backdoor nohoy olibi it reflect a balance, middle moderate balance dikha laga korea laga itu reflect korea ase based on the merit based evaluations, based on the meritocracy. Itu one itu do evaluations korea na korea nai koigina koi ase mahan itu discuss debate korea do itu han points kan sob itu debate kurigina high court te debate kurigina itu pachedehi I'm sure that the high court have given the order. So first time didu in 2025 September 4 2025 te high court bra itu appointment regularizations kuriedo itu hall kurigina thakiche. So itu han sob debate korap chide itu han sob pro and con sab chide marriage kan sab chide discuss korap chide. I think the court has backed the COVID doctor regulations in Nagaland. To High Court backed the COVID doctors regulations in Nagaland, strike down detentions for the right bench. To itu chedehi High Court bra to approve Kurishe. The Kohima bench of Guwahati High Court has dismissed two separate writ petitions challenging the Nagaland government decision to regularize 98 in-service medical officers who had served during the COVID-19 pandemic. Kuigina itu ulaise that only the government have evaluations of this COVID-19 medical officer to ithon inega ahi ase sop inega procedures. I think it's cleared by now to sop inega ase. NSF is against the regularizations of the COVID-19 appointees aro itu logote Nagaland Medical Students Associations itu hon bi NSF kan ke back kurigina tahan ke support kurigina itu revoke kuribi kurigina itu demand kuri ase. Government is also trying to essay, the government is trying to show gratitude to the people who have rendered this life selflessly in serving the people of Nagaland. On the other hand, they are also saying that they have followed all the procedures, they have followed all the recruitment procedures, advertisements kan kurishe, evaluations kan kurishe. They haven't violated the norms. Koina koyase. On the other hand, the student community wants this to be revoked and re-questioned to the NPC and NSBP and open for a competitive examinations. So, if the students' body is against regulations of this post, ki korobo lagi guchugle, they have to come on the street and they have to raise their voice. Itu ultimatums, itu memorandums, it will only drain the time. It will not benefit neither the government, it will not benefit neither the students' community. The only way is to come on the street and fight for your own right. But this is not going to happen. Nagaland to happen wholly no hoy. Why? Because if Kalipuso student communities can branoliwe protest kuribi, you will not find the people contributions. Ekta duita student kan nitagebo fight kurubole. And then when it comes for examinations, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 do exam do bole ahibo. Will be real justice fight kurubu kushigle. There will be only few people. There will be only few people on the ground. Do inega to kiniga justice pabo. So this is all about the COVID-19 regulations issues. तो आपने हन भी कोई सभी इतो दो right asna नहोय अपने हन भी इतो अपने हन लाइटो opinions share करी सभी. And I'll see you in the next video.